Good morning and welcome to the USA Cares podcast. I'm your host, Matt Castor. I am joined this morning by Miss Stephanie Jones. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning.
Welcome back. You haven't been here in a little while.
I know. I missed it.
Wow.
I'm glad to be back.
Well, we're glad to have you.
There we go.
You know, it's been a wild ride with a lot of varying guests over the last few weeks, and some really amazing stories and some people coming out of the woodwork who just want to help veterans. So it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you been listening?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right. Have you subscribed yet?
Of course I have.
Okay. All right. Just trying to get some subscribers on this thing. So just checking. But, last week we had Mayor Bill Deeriff, who was on and talking about just the way that the city of J-Town kind of embraced USA Cares and helped us get off the ground. And that was really cool to have him on there. And, you know, today is a little bit different twist, something that's kind of unique. But we've seen all these people come out and want to support USA Cares, want to support veterans and their families, especially now when it's a super challenging time with everything happening in the world. But today we have a company who has really come out of their way. They've done some work with military here in Kentucky, and they've gone out of their way to really say, hey, we want to help.
Yeah.
So it's really amazing. So we thought it'd be kind of fun to have them on and talk about that. So we're gonna make sure we do that. But I want to touch on, before we get too far into it, I want to touch on some things coming up. We've got some really amazing chapter events happening.
Yeah.
And Washington, D.C. What's going on with that, Steph? I'm going to test you.
They're sipping and shopping.
They are sipping and shopping.
Yeah, so it sounds like a fun time to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's coming up on, let me see if I'm right
Saturday.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
I think I got the date wrong last time I said it, so
That's
I want to make sure I get it right.
I saved you. I got it.
August 21st. So that way Andrew doesn't have to edit it for me. But it's going to be a cool event, and that's led by Megan Gould, who's been here on this podcast, and she's got just a nice event happening in D.C. We've seen a real surge of people in that area who are just excited, just want to get involved, raise money to help keep veterans in their homes and help reduce the factors that can lead to veteran suicide.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty cool. We're also going to have some more events coming up. Just talked to somebody yesterday about an event coming up in Texas again. Austin, Texas is on fire to help veterans. So definitely excited about that. But keep an eye out. Go to usacares.org. Check out the chapters and look for events that are going on. They are going to be popping up everywhere. So if you're looking to get involved, that is the easiest, fastest, and really most direct way to help.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate. Get involved today. So I don't want to keep our guest hanging on the line too much longer. So like I mentioned earlier, we have a unique situation where we have a corporation who's really come out of their way, reach out to us and say, hey, we want to help. And so we have Tim Helfrich joining us. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, guys. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Great.
And Tim is the president of Renewal by Andersen here in the Kentucky and Southern Indiana region, and really has been spearheading this project for Renewal. And we're really excited about it. So Tim, thank you so much for being here with us today.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for breaking up some of the regular window and door stuff. It's a little bit more.
No problem.
Near and dear to all of us.
Yeah. So this is, I've been talking about this as kind of a unique partnership and something that I'm pretty excited about. And how this started is really kind of an interesting story. Would you kind of talk about the project that you've been working on a little bit?
Sure. And so I guess I'd share with you two things. First and foremost, prior to this project you're speaking of, you have about 55 employees in the area, and every year we dedicate a certain part of our operating budget to philanthropy and giving back. And rather than the partners decide for the team, we actually have the team vote. And a couple years ago, out of 50-something employees, I think we had 40 that voted for Kentucky Wounded Heroes, which is a different organization at the time, and it was overwhelming how much we wanted to support veterans. And so as we transitioned into this year, and obviously COVID and some of the confusion that went along with that, we ended up we were awarded a project at Fort Knox, building 1002, which is a cadet command center, and contracted to replace 343 windows. That's the nature of our business, replacement windows and doors. Renewal by Andersen is the replacement division of Andersen Corporation. Andersen's been in business 119 years and has been the #1 window company in the country for at least 90 of those years. So we're very fortunate to be able to land that contract. Because the majority of our work is residential, and so when we landed that project and talked to the team, we thought it'd be a great fit to try and find a match this year with a new nonprofit that could somehow tie into the project for Fort Knox to helping veterans. And we're lucky enough to meet Paula Presley with USA Cares, a couple other folks, and it just took off, and it was an awesome fit.
So that's what's so amazing to me is just what it did. What you said, it took off. And it's interesting. I didn't know that the employees voted on that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that they want to get involved and help.
Yeah, they're so excited. We had 7 or 8 guys from our crew that installed the windows down there, and they were so proud to be able to install our product at Fort Knox, obviously a prestigious institution that is known around the world, and you could just see the pride of being able to help the military with our medium, which is windows and doors, and protect those buildings as the military protects us. And then it just obviously this last year and a half, there's been a little bit of gloom and doom, and what's the silver lining on all this? And if you look hard enough, there's a silver lining in it. And in this case, it was a silver lining that really helped. You could say added some life and some energy into our business that needed an injection of energy, you could say.
Yeah, and that's it's something that we get a lot, especially in nonprofit. You and I are in different worlds for sure, but at the same time, we get people who think, well, there's really nothing I appreciate the cause, but there's really nothing I can do. Mm-hmm. Well, if a window and door company can come along and make this big of an impact.
Right.
I mean, it just shows that everybody has something to contribute. Yeah. Everybody has something that they can offer. And all we need are enough people to raise their hand and say, we want to help. And that's what Renewal by Andersen has done, which is spectacular. So
yeah, and I would say when we first learned about USA Cares and then talked to our corporate headquarters about it, we knew that on the surface we could inject some capital to donate, and Paula did a great job explaining the story of leads sometimes to veteran or veteran suicide, and it oftentimes it comes directly from veterans coming back from deployment and being a little bit behind on the bills, and so as we dug a little deeper, we found that it just wasn't that initial cash injection. It was more a program that is looking for partners for employment.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at today. We actually 2 weeks ago our first USA Cares, I think it's called a cohort.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And he's a data analyst and has now joined our team. And so this initial cash injection is a cool thing, but long term we looked at form a great relationship so that we can have employment opportunities.
So for those listening who don't know what we're talking about, this is the crazy spinoff of this story, because we came together. Renewal said they wanted to help. They came together. They're offering some financial support to help USA Cares help veterans. But then they learn more about this program we have where we place veterans, senior leaders who are coming out of the military, who are looking for that civilian career and need that transition. So they learn about this program. All of a sudden, they want to take part in this program. Now already, they have one of our senior leaders working in there. And this, I hope this continues to grow.
Yeah, this is the goal.
That is the goal.
The absolute goal.
So, Tim, it's just amazing. And now, we're looking at here, just a couple days after this podcast will air, that we're looking at doing an event to announce this partnership that I'm really excited about. And I think right here in the city of Jeffersontown, we have what's called the Veterans Park, and it's really a beautiful tribute to our veterans, to our fallen heroes, to all those who have served. And we're going to be able to stand right in the middle of that with that as our backdrop and talk about this partnership. So I'm really excited about it.
As are we. We got our corporate headquarters is in Minnesota. That's been Andersen's headquarters for 19 years, and while travel is still a little limited, they are very specific about where they can and can't travel right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so important to our corporate partners that they are traveling down here, and will be on site at the park to help us present what we call the Big Happy Gilmore check. It's like
That's awesome.
And announce the partnership as well as future opportunity.
That's great.
Wow. And I have to think it helps your business too. Like, as far as your employees, there is a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of doom and gloom right now. There's a lot of people down. They need something that motivates them, that inspires them.
Sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Even for employees. I mean, I know you go to your job and you do your job, and that's all great and dandy. But when you're able to kind of step into that extra area to where you get to vote and you get to pick things like that, and kind of pick where extra money goes to, I think that's awesome.
So cool.
I wish more companies would probably elect to do something like that.
Yeah.
It's our industry is kind of unique because, as I mentioned, we have about 55 employees, but there's so many different departments. There's the event department, there's the installation department, there's the project management department, there's sales, there's marketing, and so we all report to the office by about 7:30 every morning, but by 9:30 we're on the road, and so 40 out of 55 people don't see each other, very much at all. I mean, they could go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We have a satellite office in Evansville and Lexington, so they see us only every 6 or 8 weeks. So it's to tie everybody back together and let the entire team know, no matter what department they're in, that we are we're doing our part to give back to the community and find something that is no matter what department you're in, everybody can pull for. And to your point, Matt, it creates an energy and excitement that we're doing our job on a daily basis, but what does it mean, and what are we doing to give back?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So we talked about bringing in the senior leaders program, and you guys are kind of new to working with this senior leader program. One as you know, I'm sure you know, Tim, one of the difficulties with transitioning from military to civilian career is just bridging that gap, learning that new language of how to communicate with a non-military world, and it can be a big challenge. It can be. I mean, just even writing the resume. That's why we have Paula, who's really, really good at that.
Exactly.
But even bridging that gap can be really hard.
Right.
But there's so many benefits that hiring a veteran, that veteran can offer so much to that company. Yeah. Tim, what are the things that you value in hiring veterans? What is it that makes you really consider those veterans, those senior leaders, to come into your company? What is it that jumps out at you?
I think just off the top of my head, respect for the organizational chart, respect of discipline, punctuality, and you make a great point that it's. I would say when we started our business, we really focused on hiring people that had been in the industry because we were so overwhelmed with things we knew, but things we didn't know, and we didn't have as much time for training. So fast forward to today, and I can tell you that our hiring managers try to find people that have not been in the industry, because oftentimes that comes along with baggage and shortcuts and harder training. So in the last month and a half, we've hired a former SWAT officer, U.S. Marshal, someone that's been with Sleep Number Mattress. Says what we're trying to do now is find the best people in their own industry, but they have the intangibles of work ethic and discipline and punctuality and some of the other nuances that have nothing to do with windows and doors, and we can teach them the windows and doors part. So as the folks that are listening to this podcast and as we continue to evolve the program, just want to let everybody know, let's not be intimidated that they hadn't maybe been in the window and door industry before. We're looking for the intangibles, and oftentimes in this case, to your point, Matt, the intangibles that come along with a military veteran is a perfect fit for us.
Yeah. I mean, I came from the staffing industry, and my biggest motto was you can teach anybody anything. You can't teach a good attitude, and you can't teach discipline. So that's kind of exactly what you just branched off of. We'd have certain companies that wouldn't want people without any specific types of experience, but it came down to the true of the person and the work ethic. So I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah. And so far, our first USA Cares employee has been with us 2 weeks, and he's being recruited by other departments. Everybody's like, hey, can I borrow Don for a minute?
That's awesome.
Can I borrow Don for a minute? Don, I need Don to help me fix my computer. I need Don to help me do a PowerPoint presentation. So I mean, in two weeks, he's made an incredible impact with the company.
Well, and this as well as anybody right now, finding employees is a challenge
Good
in
employees.
general.
Yeah.
And people are, in my opinion, overpaying for mediocre employees in some cases. But we've got all these people coming out of the military who are really overqualified for a lot of these jobs, aren't getting paid the wage that many of them should be getting paid.
Right.
So opportunities like this where they can get a great job with a great company at a good wage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic. And we need to keep that going. But I think that intimidation factor is there because there is a gap, because there is that informational gap, that language barrier that exists. So USA Cares is working really hard. All the credit goes to Paula Presley on that one. She is working her tail off, trying to help these people moving out of these positions into civilian careers. So thank you to companies like Renewal by Andersen. Thank you to companies like GE Appliances, who are all really going out of their way to find a home for these veterans.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's good. So Tim, what was the experience like on base? Is this the first time that in your experience that you have worked at Fort Knox or at a military base, or have you had some experience with this?
No. I would say in a given year, 90% of our portfolio is residential and 10% is commercial.
Okay.
The product can be applied, whether it's residential or commercial, but the nature of the business is mostly residential. And in this case, I believe the story goes that a general in the DC metro area had our product at his personal residence, and he had a friend or a connection on post at Fort Knox, and they were in need of a mixture of product. And when I say that, they have the blast specs for building product materials on post, as well as now there's a historic district, and there's very few companies. As a matter of fact, we may be the only one. They can provide a secure product that meets blast requirements and also appease the historic district. So, it lasted about a year, the recruiting process, you could call it, in a lot of meetings. And once we were awarded the project, obviously a lot of logistics, and one thing is, I'm sure no one would be surprised to hear, is the logistics was so superior to what we would normally work with a commercial crew on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Treatment in the facilities and support was phenomenal. We could store product on base. Big expensive lifts that helped us transport these super heavy 300, 400 pound windows into the opening. It was so fluid that our installers that were the 6 or 7 guys that were installing the product. It was about a 7 week long project. They were so spoiled, they said, that they could get used to that. So we hope that the customer was very pleased. I heard a couple of Army folks down there say that the product looked majestic, and in my mind, that's about as good a compliment as we can.
Wow.
I could only imagine, yeah.
I mean, I get called that a lot, but that's
But not by Fort Knox.
not by Fort Knox,
No.
or really anybody else.
Yeah.
But that's incredible.
And there's a lot of buildings that need that kind of TLC. Everybody's got to catch their breath a little bit from this project we just completed a few weeks ago, but we're looking forward to next opportunity. And some of our contacts down there said that some of the other generals and other and the other buildings are kind of jealous now want
They want the windows now,
Yeah.
huh? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So as I'm a former salesman, Tim, and if I were the person who sold that General the windows in DC, I would now want commissions on all the windows that were sold at Fort Knox. I'm just saying.
Yes. That's a hefty commission. I don't know.
That's fantastic. Well, good. Well, I hope it opens the doors for some future projects and keeps things rolling, because everything I hear about how well this went sounds fantastic. So congratulations to you and your team on that, on a job well done. So and the side benefits that it's now having are really exciting. So I hope we can keep it going. So I know this event's coming up on. I'm going to get these dates
27th?
wrong. Thank you. Friday the 27th, 10 a.m. at Veterans Park. If anybody is in the Louisville metro area, come on out and celebrate this win, not for Andersen, not for USA Cares, but for the veterans, the ones who are receiving these funds at the ends, the ones who are able to stay in their home as a result of this partnership, the ones who are able to have a job that they can be proud of with Renewal by Andersen because of this collaboration. So come out and celebrate that with us. We're going to have some folks coming in from Andersen Corporate in Minnesota. We're going to have the Renewal by Andersen folks here in Louisville there. We're going to have Mayor Bill Deeruff, the mayor of Jeffersontown, is going to be joining us. And just a nice celebration of helping veterans and celebrating those who have served us so faithfully. So if you will, come on out, be a part of that with us. And meet some folks and hear some stories about what all is happening.
Matt, do we know what time that might be?
It's at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
So grab your coffee on the way, and
Absolutely.
it'll still
Come
be
on
real
out.
nice outside. So.
Yeah, maybe we'll have some food out there too. We'll
there
see
we go.
what we can put together.
Everybody loves some donuts in the morning, right?
Absolutely.
I think we could pick up at least 6 or 7 dozen Krispy Kremes and bring them with us.
Oh, I think so.
Well,
I think we're going to need something. All right. So Tim, if you were to talk to, maybe it's not a window and door company, maybe it's another company somewhere around the country, what would you say to them about getting involved with a veteran-based organization? Doesn't even have to be USA Cares, but how would you encourage them? What would you tell them if they asked you?
So I think there's a stigma that I think needs to be broken in the United States. Let's just say, for this example, that a college degree is the key to success. And I think a lot of people, you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said, overpaying for mediocre employees, whether it's the military or vocational schools. I think, we have a lot of ground to gain as far as respecting the trades. And especially as I can speak to in our industry, the skill of trades is very needed. A lot of people are undermanned right now, challenged with labor capacity, and we have 18 installers. They're W-2 employees that are making six-figure salaries, and I say 17 of those 18 can go to college. And so, you have this world where you think that you have to have an undergraduate degree to be successful in life, because that's the stigma that's been created. Well, I've got 17 guys that would argue otherwise, that are very happy putting in the country's best window, getting a good living for their family.
Right.
And that goes for the cohort I mentioned, Don, that joined us. Similar salary. He's taken his skill set from the logistics in the Army and applying it to what we really needed: a data analyst, logistics expert. And so to your question, Matt, I would say that if I was listening to this as a business leader, I think I would really focus my energy on finding, whether it's USA Cares that's in the Kentucky area or a similar program, no matter what part of the country you're in, is aligning yourself with that nonprofit and find what opportunities may lay out there, because it can be a multiply beneficial relationship. Where you're getting very skilled, very hardworking, very appreciative employees, rather than maybe some that are looking for careers. I should say, not just jobs. You're looking for a place that transitioning to civilian life and having a reliable career rather than a stopover. We find with all of our employees that have been here with us 5, 10, 15 years, if they see it as a career, they're a lot more emotionally invested. And we all work together better versus seeing it as a stopover, which I think sometimes happens with the world we're living in right now. Is a lot of people are furloughed or let go, and they're looking just as a little potential stopover so that they can have a salary. But that's a temporary thing where they're probably looking to get back somewhere else after the world becomes a little bit more back the way it used to be. Whereas with the trades or the military, it seems like we have 4 veterans on our team right now, and then we just added Don, and I can speak to all of them that they look this as a career opportunity rather than just a stopover. So that's all I'd say to other business leaders out there that might be listening. Is I would highly encourage you to, if you're in Kentucky, reach out to USA Cares and see if you can form an alliance, because it will be mutually beneficial for a long time.
And it's a great point. And I get to my kids are of the age where they're college age. And so a lot of the other parents and things I talk to, they have sons or daughters who are they're really not sure what they want to do with their lives, to the point where, going to college, do I really want to go rack up $100,000 in debt to go into something that I don't even know what direction I'm heading?
Right.
Or do you want to consider a military career where you be well trained and come out of there, knowing that you could go into a trade like this and make, in many cases, more money than if you'd gone to college in the first place.
I mean, to speak to Tim's point, I absolutely agree. There is a huge stigma, especially with going through certain schools and things like that. You're pushed to go to college, which is wonderful, because that is the choice for some people, and that is great for some people. But also being able to highlight some of those other areas that are options and are great options as well. Because of that, we're suffering in certain areas.
Yep.
It would be an amazing world, and if we could find partnerships between businesses and the military and truly show our gratification for their service by rewarding them with great career opportunities once they decide to retire.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
From the military.
And Tim, right now there's, with everything happening in the world, and I'm not going to get into politics, I'm not going to get into anything else, but with everything going in the world, our service people need to be appreciated right now. They're hurting right now. They're struggling right now, and we need to celebrate them. We need to appreciate them. And so for all of us at USA Cares, we want to thank you and Renewal by Andersen for doing just that, for going out of your way to recognize these people who have served, to bring on board a senior leader who's going to be, I truly believe, will be fantastic for your company. And so from all of us, we thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. It's the least we can do. And honestly, I think we're just scratching the surface.
I do too.
Next steps.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. Is there anything else before we wrap up our conversation? Is there anything else you want people to know about Renewal, about our partnership, about anything else?
I think we covered a lot. I don't want to use this as a plug for our business. I just want to use it for the opportunity what you spoke to, which is for the veterans. So I don't want to.
No, I appreciate that.
Buy four windows, get one free kind of conversation. So
doesn't hurt though, does it?
Right.
Yeah.
We've covered the most important part, which I think is number one, we're honored as a partner, and then number two, if you're a business leader that is listening and needs some skilled labor, that you should reach out to USA Cares and Paula Presley and find out what the program is like. Because in our case, it's Paula described to me, sometimes it's logistic folks, sometimes it's IT folks, sometimes it's construction folks, sales. It's not the mistake I think that some business leaders may think is that there might not be a candidate that applies to my business. I would challenge that and tell you that you should probably not be closed-minded in that category.
Right.
You'd be very surprised how many different fields there are that you could find an incredible employee that could be applicable to whatever industry you're in.
They're all out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Tim, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today. Thank you for being with us, and hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yeah.
Sounds great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the time. I look forward to seeing you guys next week for the celebration.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thanks, Tim.
So, Steph, we've got a lot of things still coming up. We mentioned the chapters. We mentioned people getting involved. We've got new chapters that are going to be springing up all over the place,
Yeah.
and this interest from all over the country saying, "Hey, we want our chapter. We want a chapter. We want a chapter." So, I'm in talks right now. We're going to kick off the Kentucky chapter here pretty soon. Michigan's coming on. We've got them coming up all over. Arizona came on recently. So if you're in an area and you're like, I don't know if we have a chapter or not,
Right.
where can they go, Steph?
Well, they can go to our website, which is going to be www.usacares.org. I don't know the slash part. Just go to the website.
See, that's one of those things you should probably know before you start talking about it.
So mine, I'm more of donor relations. So I was going to say /donate, which I would prefer if you went there as well.
Okay, we can go there.
Go to /donate and then make your way to the
chapters,
to the other spots.
Allison Hedges may be a little upset with you about that, but so
right.
if they go to the donate
Shameless
page,
plug,
you've got a program.
Yeah, I do.
What's
I
that?
do. Well, I'm
Talk
glad
about that.
you asked.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice segue.
So anyways, a little program that we have going on is called the Cadence Program. So a little bit about that is we are encouraging our donors to make the most of their donations by becoming a monthly donor. When you're a monthly donor for us, you are helping us stabilize income that we know we're making every single month so that we can promise this money away back to veterans.
Yeah.
So, not saying that we are discouraging large amounts of money or big sums or throughout the year. That's wonderful as well, but that stability is a huge, huge thing for us. And you get a really cool thermos if you do $25 a month. I don't have it with me today.
That's right. We should have brought one.
I know. I always drink out of it, but I came straight here today.
Yeah.
But you do really get a cool tumbler, and then you get to talk to me on the phone. So that's
I'm not sure that's a selling feature, but maybe.
That's a really cool thing that you get to do too.
Yeah.
Like I said, USA Cares /donate. And then if you want to look at the chapters, you can do that too. And you can look all over the website. We've made it pretty.
So it's so important right now. This Cadence program it seems like a simple thing. It seems like a small thing. In many cases, people are giving $25 or $50 a month towards this program, and it's so appreciated. But right now, we're seeing one of the biggest pushes we've ever seen of people who need help, who need to avoid eviction. The moratorium on evictions has ended. Mm-hmm. People are saying, "What do I do now?"
Right.
And these are, Stephanie, as you know, these are often the triggers that can lead to veteran suicide,
right.
which is ultimately our goal that we're trying to prevent.
Right.
So get involved today. That is a small thing that you can do. Put the Starbucks down for a couple days.
Yeah.
And let's help some veterans in the process.
It's the truth. And if you can't do 25, we accept anything. We're more than welcome to work with anything, and we're happy. So.
Everything helps.
Yes.
Everything helps. And we're coming up on, the end of the year is usually pretty good financially, but then you hit this lull for about 3 months, January, February, March, where we always hurt, and we always need some support, as many nonprofits do. So just think about doing that today as you're looking at your finances and looking at what's possible. See if you can make a contribution to USA Cares. See if you can contribute to maybe the chapter that's in your area. Help them get rolling. But play your part today to make a difference in the lives of veteran families who have served your family. So
get involved.
Get involved today. Yep. That's the key.
You won't regret it. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say they regret
absolutely
working with us. So.
Yeah, it's so important. So, well, to everybody who is listening, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become one of our regular listeners every single week. We look forward to we've got a string of wonderful guests that are going to continue to come. Check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and probably a few other sites that I'm forgetting to mention.
Yeah.
Learn more about USA Cares at usacares.org. But Stephanie, thanks for being on today.
Anytime.
And look forward to another great episode next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Have a great day.